Hello everyone, it's Darksicker here again. Welcome back for another video and happy Sunday to all of you. Hope you're all having an absolutely fantastic weekend. Before we get to today's deck, I'd just like to take a moment to apologise for the reduced video publishing schedule that I've been maintaining over the last couple of weeks. Basically, between gaming, work and TV, I realise I've been spending far too much time staring at screens and my eyes are not happy about it. Therefore, to put a bit of balance back into my life, to give my eyes a bit of a rest, there's going to be less TV and less gaming. So for the next couple of weeks ahead, there's going to be a continued reduced publishing schedule, so apologies for that, but please bear with me. Hopefully in the months ahead, we'll get back to normal. Okay, let's get to today's deck. So today's deck is Hostage, Sudderwock Shaman with the quest, courtesy of two awesome players, Underbelly, Oakijak and Star. Both of these players had a hand, I believe, in creating this deck. And both these players are part of the For Doomhammer Discord server. I believe it's the only Discord server on the planet, as far as I'm aware, that caters specifically to the Shaman class. And it is run by two administrators, Boltzmann and Coper, who are two individuals that are highly respected in the Shaman community. Now, on this server, there is a channel dedicated to Shudderwock, and you all know my obsession with Shudderwock. In fact, on this YouTube channel, I have a playlist. It's playlist number 78, for those of you that are interested, that focuses purely on Shudderwock videos, and there are 26 videos now in that playlist. So you're all aware of my obsession with the Shudderwock card. And therefore, discovering this server, where there are lots of like-minded people who enjoy playing Sudderwock Shaman, that is a wonderful thing for me. So yes, if you're interested in the Shaman class and Sudderwock Shaman, I'd recommend that you pay a visit to the For Doomhammer Discord server. But why is this deck called Hostage, Sudderwock Shaman? Well, the aim of the deck, as eloquently put by Underbelly Oakijak, is to take the opponent hostage and make them quit. So you're not focused on dealing damage to the opponent, you just frustrate them into quitting. How do you frustrate them? How do you take them hostage? Well, Marin the Fox battle cry, replicated by the Shudderwock, I think puts lots of chests on the opponent's board, so they're board locked. Armor gain from Armor Vendor. Everyone's gaining armor and no one's dying. Well, I guess you're both taken hostage then. Mukla, putting bananas into the opponent's hand, replicate that battle cry with the Shudderwock, so your opponent's hand is full and they start milling cards. And there's Lothar, blocking spells, so I guess against spell-based classes in particular like Mage, if they can't play their spells anymore after repeated Lothar battle cries via the Shudderwock, then you're just frustrating them, they can't do what they need to do. So I think those are just some examples of how you can board lock, or spell lock, or just frustrate your opponent into quitting. I think that's the idea behind the deck, but maybe Star and Underbelly Oakijak will correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so look at this game here against the Hunter. I was at 1 health. This deck has the ability to make comebacks from 1 health because of the likes of Armor Vendor. And because of the likes of Zola returning an Armor Vendor back to hand, and remember, this is a quest deck. So you can double your battle cries. And now we're at 23, and they're never going to win. So that's just a little highlight there of how effective this deck can be against aggressive opponents. Okay, Druid time here. My opponent, look at them, look at the emotive. They seem so sure about themselves.
I'm almost out of cards.
Now they've got the twig equipped. They destroy the twig, they gain the 10 mana. They draw their cards.
I'm out of
And you
cards.
kind of know what's coming. There it is. King Togwaggle. And now we're sad. But Azalina, how interesting. They've got my hand, They have the Shudderwock. But they've got Flurgle, which is a board flip. Are they tempted? Yes, they are tempted. They've played the Shudderwock. And these battle cries are being replayed here. I've got my deck back. Thank you. They play it again. Does that mean I lose my deck? Yes. So, what do we do going forward? At this point, I would usually have conceded. As you can see, I hovered over the concede button. It crossed my mind. The emoting continues. The opponent thinks they're in a good spot. Well, let's start with this. The Flurgle combo to clear the board. Also notice our mana is heavily disadvantaged here. We have armor though, which is good.
My hand is too full.
We seem to have experienced a slight crash, which is unfortunate, but you can hear the Shudderwock in the background. You can hear decks being swapped if you listen carefully enough. And we go back to the game eventually. Still waiting. Oh, hello, we're back. Oh, look, my deck's back. And they're still emoting. Oh, they're dying. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. And a concede because they played the Shudderwock, and that seemed to have ruined their day. Wow. Amazing. Okay, next game is against a Warlock. So we keep the quest, we have the Armor Vendor, I like that. Ancestral Knowledge card draw pretty decent, and Doppelgangster's body's on the board, right? Okay. Mr. Warlock. Or Mrs. Warlock. What have you got for us? Nothing. So turn 2 will be what? Ancestral Knowledge? Nothing to do, I guess. Okay. The slow pace at which our opponent is playing here makes me think Lock? Ooh, Spear of Sapience. Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess it's just Armor Vendor. Use our mana. Now, at least we draw into the Ice Fishing here. So we can at least get the Toxfin, get some value out of that card draw. Scary Demon, though. Scary Demon. Now, we don't run Hex in this deck. So that's going to put us at a bit of a disadvantage here when it comes to dealing with the big demons. But we do have Devolve in the deck, so that's worth noting. It just all depends, I think, on how quickly they can trigger the Death Rattle on the Void Caller. But they're clearly thinking this through. We do have Flurgle Toxfin combo as the emergency, board clear if we need it. But I think we have to be selective about when we trigger it. Meanwhile, our opponent is still thinking.
You fought well, friend.
4 mana, come on. What are you going to do? Really thinking hard about this. They're thinking about whether to pop the Death Rattle here on the Void Caller. They were targeting it. Interesting. Okay. Doppelgangster. It's just bodies on the board. I think that's reasonable. Trade, yeah, that's to be expected. Oh my goodness, Darkest Hour. Ha! Oh god, that is disgusting. I've not faced Darkest Hour Warlock for God knows how long. And it's fine, because I have this combo. Now you may be thinking, oh wait a minute, there's going to be bodies left on the board. Well, we have Zola, and this is so beautiful. The repeated Toxfin Flurgle combo. Goodbye, board. Goodbye. So we've dealt with the first wave of the Darkest Hour. They're going to have to work hard now to set up another board. They decide it's not worth the effort. I don't blame them. Fantastic. Okay.
Fear the coming storm.
Time for Druid. Now, I like ice fishing a lot. It draws me my board clear. I'm keeping Mukla. I understand that with Mukla, ideal point to play him is when your opponent has got a hand that's nearly full of cards. You put the 2 bananas in, give them 10 cards in hand, and they overdraw the following turn. But at the same time, Mukla is a 3-cost 5/5 body. And in the early game, that's still pretty powerful. Embiggen into Living Roots. Okay, it's time for Token Druid. What would I really want now? Well, I'd really like Flurgle. We can get Flurgle through the ice fishing. Sandstorm Elemental may help a little bit, but these minions are growing in size here. So I think my best hope is the Flurgle Toxin combo. But I want them to commit more to the board. I want this board to grow before I commit. Well, that's growth. Oh, that's significant growth. That's investment into the board. We're happy to deal with this now with our combo. And I suspect that should be game over once we do this. How do they come back? Yeah, they know what's coming. Goodbye, board. I'm just thinking here, is this worth it? It is. Just to get something on the board to contest any new tokens, but they think, no, not worth the effort carrying on. Alright, Priest time. This will be a test. Whether it is Reno Priest, whether it is Big Priest, it will certainly be a test. Now for once, we get Ice Fishing in hand without one of the other combo pieces already in hand. So we get full value on this Ice Fishing in terms of drawing both pieces of our board clear combo. That's beautiful. I really like this turn 2 Ice Fishing into turn 3 Far Sight. Oh, we've got double Far Sight actually. Really? Really? Tempo Mind Blast. Aren't you supposed to combo that with something? When you run Mind Blast, what else do you run? Is it Prophet Velen? Radiant Elemental. Oh wow, this is Inner Fire Priest. Only at Legend rank, ladies and gentlemen. Inner Fire Priest. Wow. I could have played the Torrent on that.
The light does not discriminate.
Clearly, this priest has been caused problems by Mage, hence the Kazan Mystic. Clearly don't like Mage. So, oh wow, Eater of Secrets. Well, that's interesting. Clearly going all out to attack against Mage here. How long can this go on? Probably for not that much longer. I suspect once again the Flurgle Toxfin combo is going to cause a concede. Once they fill their board up with buffed up minions, and we just clear it. Yeah, I don't see this game going on too much longer. Oh, that's a good pull from the Dirty Rat. And here we go. Flurgle, Toxfin, goodbye board. Do we get the concede here, I think is the question. So far, this combo has just been causing people to concede. Oh no, they're actually fighting back. Respect to the opponent for fighting back here with its Soul Mirror. This is a cute play. I like this. We complete the quest. I could just have lightning stormed that board without doing this fancy play. But this is more fun. This is just more fun. I know I've not done this very efficiently, but now I've got a poison minion left on the board that's going to be really difficult for the opponent to deal with. If they don't clear this board, I also have Barista. Ooh, heal my minion. Thank you. Oh, well that's rude. That is really, really rude. Well, I guess we're just going to have to put it all back to hand then. I did think about pressing the hero power button before doing that, but there's no need. This is great. This really is great. Just the multiple repeated Toxfin effects. And this is a really commanding board, unless they've got Psychic Scream. No, they don't. Guess it's just game over. Right, it's Mage time. So, the Priest did not turn out to be the challenge that I was expecting. It was not Reno Priest, it was not Big Priest. So maybe this Mage will turn out to be a challenge for us. You'll notice that up to this point, we've not really had Shudderwock value. We've not had Marin the Fox value. We have not been able to operate this deck in the way that would be expected as a hostage deck. Instead, we are just controlling boards, seizing control of the game and forcing our opponents to concede. Which is not the same as taking them hostage, because we're not pulling off those repeated Shudderwock battle cries with via Marin the Fox or Mukla with the bananas going to hand.
puzzle their magic.
I'm curious here about what we pull, and that's quite the pull from the rat. Interesting. That tells me now that they are a Highlander deck, a Reno deck. I was pondering Mukla on that turn, but then they just get bananas and they'd buff their own board, which is not ideal. Okay. Lotheb on curve, they're pretty decent. Going to assume there are a fair few spells in hand maybe, so hopefully it's just ping here and trade. And then maybe they can't do much else. They're thinking about it. They're definitely thinking about it.
What to do? What to do?
You're not ready for this.
You're not ready for this. How are you going to play a secret here? You're not? Okay. Tempo Flak Mage. That's what we like to see. Can we deal with it? I think is the question. So this looks like Secrets Reno Mage by the looks of things.
What to do?
Devolve feels like a massive commitment here. Just to this one small minion. But the thing is, if they've got lots of secrets in hand, it's going to be really annoying to deal with. Okay, sure. I'm not thrilled about this play. We only give them one banana, but they burn our Extraza. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. I think that worked out pretty well. I think that worked out really, really well. So what? They buff the minion with a banana and ping? Is that the play? That would be 3 mana investment, which means maybe they'd struggle to do anything else. Okay, forgot about the coin. LPG. Okay. Completely forgot that LPG Mage is a thing and that it exists. Interesting. So now I'm at a loss here as to what to do.
What to do?
Do I want to replicate the Mukla? I think it's fine. Okay. Duplicate. Sure. I think that's a reasonable thing to mill. So it is LPG Reno Mage with the secrets focus by the looks of things. There's another secret there. We've seen duplicate. We've seen rigged fair game. Is that likely to be counterspell? Kill the Mukla? Sure.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
That's interesting. Is that telegraphing a flame ward? I want another Mukla back to hand, by the way. We are Mukla gamers today. We are Mukla gamers. So I don't want to trigger a flame ward that kills this Mukla before I return it back to hand. So it has to be Barista first. Oh, we get the Zola back too. Amazing. And I want another Mukla. This is glorious, by the way. And after all of this board commitment, I'm not going face to trigger a Flame Ward. We'll just hang tight for a bit. I need to remember the aim of this deck is not to kill our opponent by going face with our minions. It's to build up to the Shudderwock turn and take the opponent hostage. That's the aim. But I keep forgetting that. I keep playing this deck like it's some kind of deck that wins by going face with a wide board presence.
Name, please?
I guess I just want to win. And there it is. There's Flame Ward. Okay. Double the battle cry. Let's give him those bananas. Here. Enjoy those bananas. Do it again. Okay, hand is full now. That's great.
My hand is too
Cloud
full.
Prince. Okay. These Muklas are quite a threat. You know, 5 attack is pretty significant. Wait, broom first? Aren't you supposed to end with the broomstick after you've played other stuff? Interesting ordering. I don't understand what's happening here. Are you going to buff it all the way? Oh yes, of course. They've got enough bananas. But not committing other minions. All in on this lonely broomstick. Interesting.
One for all and all for me.
Alright, we finally get this Marin the Fox value. You can see them mousing over the chest there.
Life and hope of will fighting.
But Dragon Queen, Alex Straza, and things have just got a bit more serious now. That's frustrating. That's fine. That's a bit of a problem. Draw for help? Fast sight into something that helps us? Okay, that's going to help us later, not just yet. Could really do with Flurgle. See if we can pull something that we can kill. No, not quite, but that's actually really good. In that I assume their Reno would have come down the following turn. There are surely no more dragons in hand. No, they're not. That was to be expected. Although I guess I should have still been more careful with my ordering anyway, in case there were dragons in hand.
Who knows what secrets will uncover? You're in my hands now.
Interesting. Potion! Oh dear lord, that is serious value. Oh. Huh. Well, I guess they've got their Reno back. Although notice that the chests here are helping us. They are taking up space on the opponent's board. It is limiting how many minions the opponent can now play on that board every turn. This is a good thing. So at least we are experiencing
You're in my hands.
part of the hostage element of the deck. Oh, hello, Flurgle. Just in time, eh? Just in time. Okay, we popped the chests, though. But what do we get? The goblet, I'm very interested in. The golden kobold, not so much at this point. Well, Glacial Shards, sure. I guess our opponent can play big minions and we'll just keep freezing them, right?
Who knows what secrets?
Well, actually, these are small minions from the Potion of Illusion, but these dragons are going to be big. And there's 4 dragons to hand. That's pretty scary. Oh dear. Of course, Malygos activated because they are a Highlander deck. 2 spells from the Malygos, very lucky. And now I'm really starting to lose my confidence. This is where the LPG Mage is really coming into its own. It's really starting to take control of the game with its value. The longer this game goes on, the greater the advantage for the Mage. And double Kazakus Potion is just going to be even more devastating for me in the long run. Do we just have to put our faith in the Kobold and hope for good legendary minions? Ooh, that's an interesting minion. Grumble. Does that do anything here? Spalling. Oh. I don't know if that's really going to be enough. We can do lots of freezing here, though. But maybe that's not the play just yet. We're not dead here. Oh, well, why concede? Why concede? We're not even played the Shudderwock yet. Huh. Oh well. I guess that they were just fed up and thought the Shudderwock was coming and didn't want to experience it. I don't know if my play there was correct with the Doppelgangster. I figured that I was probably not dead with that board state, and so I had time to flood the board. I was expecting the opponent to then start trading off against my minions, and then for them to refill their board, and then I would have played the Glacial Shards, and we'd eventually be working our way to a Shudderwock turn, after playing Grumble, of course. So, yeah, I'm not sure why they conceded. I guess they felt their health total was too low. I guess they had to go. I guess the game was taking too long, and maybe they had somewhere to be or something to do. Anyway, what a fun deck. The meme potential with this deck is absolutely high. The ability to frustrate your opponent is significant. But in the games that you saw in this video, and there were 6 different games, we never experienced the full potential of the Shudderwock going off and taking our opponent hostage. We experienced parts of that, for example, getting 2 chests on the board via the Marin the Fox battle cry, the potential of freezing all of our opponent's minions with the Glacial Shards and prolonging the game even more. We were a Mukla gamer for a bit, giving our opponent an endless stream of bananas and milling them with important cards. So we experienced part of the hostage process, but we were never able to see it through to completion with the Shudderwock play. So that is unfortunate. But on the flip side, you did see this deck dominate against hyper-aggressive opponents, and in particular the use of Armor Vendor's Battlecry doubled through our hero power into Zola, into another Armor Vendor, coming back from 1 health, which was the first highlight of the video. So the potential against aggro is great. That is supported through the likes of Devolving Missiles, of course, the Firemancer Flurgle Toxfin combo and Devolve. And Anti-Heal Bot for a bit of late game healing, very powerful if doubled with your hero power too. So against aggro, I think this deck is pretty good, can be pretty strong. I just wish that we had been able to pull off the full hostage scenario with a good Shudderwock play. But maybe next time, right? But regardless, a huge thank you to Star and to Underbelly Oakijak for all of their guidance that they gave me on the Discord channel. Being the noob Shudderwock player that I am, I asked a silly question when I said, what about Life Drinker in this video? And the reason I'd asked the question is because I had a couple of games where really aggressive opponents, I think it was Pirate Warrior, were absolutely destroying me before I could get to any of my healing or armor gain via the armor vendor. And so all I needed was just a little bit of an extra boost to keep myself going, and I thought, oh, Life Drinker would be good. But of course, Underbelly Oakijak did explain to me the purpose of the deck is not to do face damage, right? It is strictly forbidden. The goal of the deck is to take the opponent hostage, and you do not want Life Drinker's battle cry going off constantly via the Shudderwock and just killing your opponent after a few turns. You don't want that. And Star also provides a comment saying that you could cut the Sandstorm Elemental from the deck and add whatever you feel like is needed. Star mentions that when making the deck, he didn't realise that you'd be slowly killing the chests from Marin via the Sandstorm Elemental Battlecry, which is a bad thing, because you want those chests to remain so your opponent is board locked and thus taken hostage. Boltzmann chimes in as well, noting that Life Drinker would be bad in this deck. It doesn't do anything because, well, you and the opponent are going to get so much armor. Actually, it won't make any difference. So yes, I didn't think about the armor gain essentially neutralizing the Life Drinker damage. That's another interesting point. So thank you very much to all of you who have watched this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about this deck, I would recommend that you join the For Doomhammer Discord server, and you can post your questions in the Shudderwock channel, and I'm sure that both Star and Underbelly Oakijak and Boltzmann will get back to you in response to your questions. Alternatively, post them in the comments section below, and I'm sure someone will get back to you. So until next time, everyone, please take care of yourselves, please look after yourselves, and as always, please be good to one another.